Yeah, I'm back. Welcome back to the Realist Podcast. How you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm happy to be back with you this evening, this Saturday evening. Yeah, I had a lot to get accomplished today. Personal projects, things like that around the property. Let me get my graphics straight for you guys can see what we got going on for the night with the show. You know. So check it out. Let me get my thing right. Let me round it off. You already know this the show tonight, but of course, we got to drop more jewels for you tonight. Yes, the weight you refuse to drop will break you. A lot of people carry a lot of weight, and a lot of that weight you didn't ask for. You didn't call for. You didn't want. You didn't. You didn't even think that you would get it. You didn't think some weight you don't even recognize. It just exists, but you don't even understand why you're so heavy sometimes. Check this out, though. We could have named this show a lot of shows, a lot of names. I could have gave it a lot of names, but the one name I really wanted to talk about was just the title is "The Weight You Refuse to Drop Will Break You." You know, the art of letting go in a broken world. You can't propose while. Well, check this out. You can't prosper while holding poison. One thing I just want you to know that you can do one thing. You can just let a lot of things go and prosper and stop carrying what destroys you. It's the main point I'm really trying to make. But we're going to break all this shit down for real. We got to break it down so we can really get into where we're trying to go and what we're trying to accomplish. Everything has to do with accomplishing something and having a resolution. So let's get to it. See, I want to explore emotional baggage, anger, betrayal, regret, obsession can slowly destroy a person, especially from the inside. Sometimes people become prisoners to memories, arguments, old relationships, failures, or hatred. And it blocks growth, peace, clarity, and purpose. You will even start to think your purpose is to do damage or harm or be deceitful because you're so petty you got to play the game of get back. Let's walk into it. So you got to think about, ask yourself these questions. What am I holding on to? And is it killing my peace? See, the things that you hold on to absolutely does kill your peace. You're always thinking about something destructive, something petty, something that you just need to do in order to feel good about your whole equation. Why do people become addicted to pain and conflict? Shit. If they grow up with it, if they see it, if that's what they're attracted to, that's what they know, that's what they're going to gravitate to. Is revenge worth destroying yourself? Think about it. Is it? Is revenge worth, you know, going to prison? Is revenge worth unaliving someone unjustly? Is revenge worth compromising your children, yourself, and your legacy? Is revenge worth those things? You got to think about it. How does letting go create room for growth? Now, that's the ticket. So when you let go of shit, you're able to move forward because you got nothing in your way. But you have to make sure you accomplish before you let go because some things can haunt your ass. You got to be careful when you let certain things go. You got to make sure there's a place for it to go. You got to have somewhere to go when you let it go. Can peace be more powerful than control? Of course it can. Of course it can. But you have to have an extreme amount of understanding and attention and communication and appreciation and order. There are ways to do a lot of things. Why do some people refuse healing? Because pain became their identity. Did pain become your identity? You just got to have some kind of wicked going on, some kind of fucked up, right? You just need some shit going on in your life. So you need some dirt, some fucked up, something to mix up with. You can't have peace. You need something destructive so that you can feel better about your misery. But hold that thought. Holding on to anger drains your energy. I promise you it does. Holding on to anger creates this like internal cold vortex. It's like a cold-hearted ass person that just can't stop being angry because that's where they're comfortable. Always on the defense, always being guarded. Never a resolve to establish some peace, some wherewithal, even. Think about it. So some battles are not worth even your spirit. It's not even worth fighting. Call that null and void. But some people love that type of activity. They like shit. They like starting it too. But let's move. Let's get on how we pivot beyond. On letting go does not mean weakness. It means wisdom. It means, is this bullshit worth it? Is what I'm going to take myself through, my family through, people that care about you and your wherewithal. So you're going to take them up and through there for a bad decision or an egoic presence, some shit that's going to get you in trouble. Your egoic presence, not you being wise and saying we can just settle this and move beyond. We can live to go at it another day properly. But at today, why would you want to do that? It's too costly. See, it's foolish to do things that will get you and keep you in bad situations, tied up in court systems, dealing with police officers. Yeah, I'm good. I can police myself. See, self-governance is an extremely important attribute and skill set for you to govern you, take care of you. Everybody want to be the person that's going to go off. Yeah, sometimes going off get your ass and landing in places where it take away your freedom, your rights to operate. It's not worth it. You can be much more effective when you govern yourself and practice and establish some wisdom as well as vision to see where a situation is going so you can put brakes on it before it erupts and cause some problems. Some people would say that's cowardice. Nah, I'll live to get you another day, a different way. Or just move past the equation. And sometimes it's just better to let shit go. Be quite honest. But check this out. People miss opportunities because they stay trapped in old emotions. See, when shit simmer and everything calms down, you get to know like what are we into it for? How did this happen and why did this come about? Well, tempers are down. Visions are clearer. Sometimes it's just better to move forward. And even in sometimes you get to build new relationships, new understanding. Hold on just a second, my people. See, when you build new relationships and have new understandings with people, you establish new opportunities to build, new opportunities to have that are monetary. New opportunities can be worth land. New opportunities can be worth a lot of things if your attitude and if your relationships and your communication skills are up to par. It's always good to think about how to move forward and pivot beyond beefs and circumstances. You don't never know how far you want to go down those rabbit holes with people. Some people you just don't know, but they will let you in, and when you get to know them and they get to know you, shit, do the math. You're building, right? Build something constructive is all I'm saying. You're better off. Peace is a form of power. If you can't be disturbed, you can't be disrupted, you can't be misled, you can't be misunderstood because you're not the one talking and communicating. You let people speak. You listen. That's why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Yeah, listen to them. Practice your listening skills. It's a skill set. It's not something that you voluntarily just automatically do. It takes skill to listen. It takes skill to see, to read. Things like nonverbals. Yeah, all of those things matter tremendously. It's called reading, communicating, understanding, movement, meaning, positioning, perspectives, methodologies, ideologies. All of these things you can discover by listening to people. We are different. We are not a monolith. We're different in a great many deal of ways, but we're also very similar. And we're also the type of people that are able to be cohesive. Always be thinking. Always keep your mind in a way of thinking. Sometimes closure never comes. You must still move forward. People don't give you the closure that you want all the time. No, they don't. They use it as a weapon. If they don't give you closure, they say the door is always open. So therefore, you must learn how to close that door. Because when you close that door, not only are you giving yourself peace, you're relinquishing the other person. You're not going to hold them hostage, and they can't hold you hostage. When you've outgrown or grown beyond, take that opportunity. Things do recycle. There are cycles, period. It doesn't have to recycle. Things are a cycle. Just because it's a cycle doesn't mean it's a recycle. It's a cycle that you must get past and move on to the next cycle. I hope you get where I'm going with that. Don't get caught up in certain cycles because it's hard to get out of them. Keep yourself in cycles that push you on to the next cycle so that you know that you're evolving, you're learning, you're transforming, and you're transmitting properly, because certain people that you transmit and receive with, that's an exchange. That's how you're able to communicate. You dig? Check this out. Your future can suffer because your attachments to the past. Your future can suffer because of your attachment to the past. What do you mean, Danny D? Check this out. If you're always thinking about where you failed or fall short or what you have not discovered or what you do not want to experience or what you do not want to explore, think about how you have to grow beyond and move beyond certain things to achieve certain goals. Nobody ever told you it would be easy. Nobody said somebody would always be there to hold your hand. What if that opportunity is not there? What are you going to do then? How prepared are you? And who can you communicate with to help you reach your goals? Are you feeling hurt, lost, defeated, distraught because shit ain't going your way? You ain't got nobody to hold your hand. What are you going to do? How are you going to get yourself, or how is your mind going to react when you're in a situation where you have to fend for yourself, seek shelter, communicate with people properly, because you're vulnerable, right? You're in a vulnerable situation, right? Are you? How did you get there? What? What caused you to get in a situation so vulnerable that you have a hard time finding a way out? That's some deep shit, ain't it? See, you got to understand healing requires releasing things. Because when you get yourself in vulnerable situations that you can't get out of, it's something that got you there. But I always want you to remember, in order to keep yourself out of those situations, practicing the proper fundamentals to not get in those situations in the first place is how you prosper. That's how you prosper. And that's how you stop holding on to the pain as well. See, when you prosper, it's mental, it's how you think, it's how you orchestrate your mind daily in a repetitious fashion, like I tell you all the time. I'm always going to get back to those things because peace is power. You understand? So you got to release shit before it destroys you. You have to understand. Check this out now. Understand this. Some of y'all are dying emotionally because you refuse to release what already left you. What already cut you out. What already let you go. You're the one holding on to the shit. They're not. They're gone. They've moved on. Time for you to do the same. Also, the things you keep replaying in your mind every day is stealing your future. All those repetitious thoughts that serve you no good. Some of those thoughts are not even your thoughts. Again, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to keep telling you guys that a lot of thoughts that you have, those are icons. Like my Uncle Ed say, icons that exist in the dark shadows, the ones you can't see. They can rob you of your future and your destiny. You just have to figure out what path you want to choose and get on it fast. You can't build a peaceful life when you're feeding old pain. I hope you understand. You have to move on. So why do humans become attached to pain? Because it's a feeling and it creates emotion and attachment. But you have to figure, how long can you put up with being in pain before you make decisions that you don't want to make? There are thresholds, and there are different ways to enjoy life other than suffering through pain. But we have to understand, why do people replay betrayal over and over again? Does suffering become an identity? Are some people afraid to let go because they would no longer know what they are? How much pain is attached to identity is the question, for real. That's a very strong, intuitive notion that you have to explore if you're going through pain. You need relief. You have to look forward to better paths, better perspectives. Practice having better ambitions. It will take you a little further as well. Get you out of that pain perspective. Some people don't heal because chaos becomes their personality. Every time you talk about something that can heal, help, and not tarnish, they seek torment. That shit come from stuff like this, y'all. We're gonna talk about this. We talk about old relationships, family traumas, arguments, humiliation, failures, jealousy, revenge, and wanting validation. All of these things come with horrible characteristics. And six specific notions, man. So holding on can destroy you. That old pain, that old trauma, that shit can destroy you. So what do we do? Let me tell you what stress destroys too. Your sleep, your focus, your health, your creativity, man, your relationships, and your spiritual balance. What governs you? All that's thrown off. It all becomes, it weakens you. See, you're trying to punish somebody else while imprisoning and poisoning yourself and the people around you. Some people carry emotional graves inside of themselves. They love destruction. You can tell by their behaviors. They always practicing shit like paranoia, anger, isolation, obsession, and distrust. Don't trust nobody. Everything is always in a despicable, destructive way of orchestrating and how their brain formulates thought. It's quite sick. It's diseased. But is your ego stronger than your peace? Why do you hold on to these things? Do people stay angry because they need to feel right? Some people do. Some people really do participate in that type of behavior. They enjoy it. People are wired differently. I advise you to stay away from them. How many lives are ruined because people refuse to move on? I told you hurt people. You refuse to move on. Somebody has moved on. Why would you hurt? Why would you want any harm or conflict to come to them because you can't? Yeah, you need sitting on somebody's couch could help. A little psychiatric treatment for you. Change your philosophy, your ideology. Your mindset, and especially how you feel about yourself. It's very important. Very important how you feel about yourself. A wounded ego can destroy an entire future, put you in jail. Person got the best of you, so you just gotta get them back the most ultimate worst kind of way. Your ego's bruised and your life is destroyed. Bad move. Horrible way to go out. See, people would rather be right than be free. If you're right, free yourself. Be through with it. Carry on. Move right along. There's no sense in being destructive. There's no sense in, if you're already right, you can leave it right there and pivot. Do something else. But when you're trying to convince other people that you're right, that's where you fall short. That's where it goes backwards for you. Because that's not the job. That's not the whole principle. The principle is to put it out there and give them a choice. It's not for you to choose. So that's when you understand that peace is strength. You have to practice emotional discipline. That's a very high value. Always choosing yourself. I told you, love yourself, choose yourself. Because you don't make mistakes when you love yourself. You don't walk down certain paths. You don't get in certain situations. You think about things first. And you also get the chance to protect your energy. Because dispelling a lot of energy, wasting a lot of energy on destructive situations, it doesn't prove anything. It proves how fast you're going to have to pay a lot of money to get out of some shit. Or you just may wind up in some deep shit. Depends on how you want your situation. You understand? I hope you understand that. Letting go is not surrendering at all. I promise you. It's self-preservation. And that's the first law of nature. That's what you're doing. I'm telling you, you're preserving self at the highest level because you refuse to get in the dirt with people that they're not there where you are. So you have to practice a little separation at times. It's healthy. It's good for your health as well. But check this out. Real power is knowing what deserves your energy and what does not. Just that simple. It's up to you. Because when you want to prosper and you want to practice prosperity, you got to release, you got to part ways with certain things, certain people, certain practices, certain habits, certain ways of functioning as a individual. You got to be accountable. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that's a very, 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 very good attribute, accountability, because you're actually practicing self-maintenance. You're also practicing self-governance. That's why accountability is so important. Self-governance. That way you know how to treat other people because you know how you want people to treat you. Told you, very simple principle. Okay. But when you miss opportunities because of emotional baggage, that's your fault. Staying mentally trapped in old years and refusing to grow is another complete problem for you. You cannot receive new blessings with closed fist, full of old pain. Just always just open up and just, kind of relax. It's a very important thing. Stress hurts you, breaks you down. But prosperity needs space to enter your life. See, you think prosperity means money. It doesn't. It means free to achieve, free to be, free to operate, free to own your own anything you want. But you got to be free here to achieve things, to operate properly. You dig? But check this out. Some people ruin their entire life over something they should have refused years ago. Drugs, relationships with toxic people, behaviors, wasting time, procrastinating. Yeah. How many families were destroyed because nobody let go? Nobody practiced a little humility. Nobody could ever say I was wrong. I apologize. We can do better. We can fix this. It takes a big person. But it also takes the proper person. You can't do that when you're not the person to be doing it. Somebody else should be. People have to take their final uh, their final steps into elevating themselves. You can't take it for them because they won't appreciate it. Even though you know something has to be accomplished and should be done, you just can't be the one that's going to do it. You have to let people find their own path, their own ways, and figure out where they shall find their path. It's not up to you. That's a self-reflective journey. So many wars start from pride. The inability to practice, again, humility. Ego is a killer. Pride is a killer as well. How many people become emotionally sick of holding resentment? Yeah, you know how many people are sick? They become so full of deceit and vigor, they're willing to destroy their life as well as other people's lives. That's a problem. You got to get away from that type of way of thinking. You got to let it go because they deserve peace too. But because you deserve peace as well. You do too. Everybody deserves peace. Allow them to deal with whatever they have to deal with. It's not your duty to interrupt their peace. You have to let go of shit to prosper. You really do. Let it go or let it destroy you. If you keep holding on, it can keep killing you. Peace requires you to release. Old pain is killing you. So let it go and prosper into being the best version of you. That's the show. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you have learned something. I always hope you learn something listening to the Wheelers podcast. I hope you share, like, subscribe, and I hope you understand the value of just moving forward. Because when moving forward, that's actually just prospering. Moving forward, clearing your mind, establishing something new. Renewing is great too, as long as it has to do with you. That's the show tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning into the Wheelers podcast. We love you guys. We appreciate you, and we are so happy that you tuned in. You know this is the favorite part of the show. You know what it is. Come on, say it with me. The wheel is yours. Be clean, be cool, do something with that mind. The weight you refuse to drop will break you. So don't let it. Just drop the weight. Yeah, it's more suitable.